Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Laura and I am mom to a whole bunch of kids. I have 12 kids that live with us here at home and one that we have launched into the real world who is like living like a legit grown-up. But today I'm going to show you a few ways to use leftover ham. So we're going to go through a few recipes and give you some ideas on what to do with all the extra ham that you have left over from Easter. And I guess this would apply for any holiday that you decide to cook ham, but here we go. Okay, so when we make a big ham on a holiday dinner, I like to cook a lot of extra so that I can use it up for the next few nights and save myself some work. So I took all the ham that we had and I diced it up in this bowl here, and I'm going to put into my Instant Pot, which doesn't have a liner in it yet, into the Instant Pot liner here. I'm gonna start with, sorry that was loud. I'm gonna start with like 3 stalks of celery and about 3/4 of an onion in the pot. I'm gonna saute it with some butter. I guess I should tell you, we're making a ham and bean soup. Okay, so the vegetables are gonna go in the pot here, and we're gonna turn our Instant Pot onto saute and just kind of fry these up a little till they get kind of translucent. Let's see, stick that on saute, get that going, and then we're gonna put in probably like 3 tablespoons of butter to go in there. And once these get going for a little bit, we're gonna add in some carrots that we have chopped up here. My lovely daughter Maggie decided to be nice and helpful and cut up a whole bunch of carrots for us. So the nice thing about this is it uses vegetables that you can just kind of use, like, you know, leftover half of an onion, leftover, you know, last couple of stalks of celery. I like those things you can kind of dump in as a soup. So this is gonna kind of saute for a minute. Okay, the second recipe I'm gonna show you is like a breakfast quiche. So we're gonna use the ham in, I actually don't have 2 9x13, so I'm just gonna use a pie dish for the second one here, which you can just do 1 of these if you want, but for my family, 1 9x13 casserole is not enough, so I'm gonna do 1.5 essentially. So we're going to put a layer of ham down at the bottom, and then we're going to put in, normally I do 8 eggs in a casserole dish, so I'm going to do 6 I think in here. So I need 14 eggs I'm going to crack into my dish here. So 9, which is actually exactly how much I had left in here, which was kind of cool. Okay, so Nicholas, do you want to help crack the eggs in here? So this little dude right here, say hi, Nicholas. He's going to crack all those eggs into a little pitcher for me, so you can get going on cracking those. And I'm gonna stir the vegetables over here in the Instant Pot and put the ham into our dishes. So he's got that going. This is a nice quick, just plop it in here. Let's see if I can get both of these in here. Can we get both these here? Maybe, almost. Yeah, let's move our eggs. All right, so while he's cracking the eggs, let's scatter some ham on the bottom here. And we like lots of meat in our breakfast casseroles, so we're gonna add, we have ham. It's maybe like a cup of ham per dish. So 1 cup of diced ham per casserole dish there. And that onion is starting to smell good already.
I can already smell it too.
Can you smell the onion?
Yes.
Okay, so now that the onions over here, let's see if I can show you this. The onions look nice and soft in there, and we're gonna add in, the carrots so that they get a little bit softened as well. So carrots go in, and that was about 1.5 cups of diced up baby carrots. We're gonna get those in there and simmering. Yeah, we'll get you a napkin. He's still cracking away on the eggs. You can just use this for your fingers. so in the dish here with the ham, we are going to put in the leftover, I just had these in my freezer, already cooked turkey sausage, and I have like a little tiny bit of bacon bits left. We're gonna sprinkle in probably just one of them. One of them, actually, maybe I'll do both. So each one of them is just getting a little tiny bit of bacon.
Jessica's might not put in one of this.
Yeah, Jessica's not gonna eat any of this. Well, you got to cut the carrots, sweetie pie, so he's gonna
Can
cut.
I do something next? If you
Maybe.
wonder why Jessica doesn't want to eat this, because she's a vegetarian.
Yes, one of our daughters is a vegetarian, so she will not eat this recipe. Okay, so we got a little bit of bacon, a little bit of sausage, a little bit of ham,
But what are you going to make for
and
Jessica?
he is got the eggs going there. So the vegetables in here are nice and sauteed, and
Maggie.
actually, I kind of just turned that off for a second. So I'm gonna have Nicholas here got these eggs all stirred after he cracked them into my pitcher. So this was 14 eggs, and we're gonna take this measuring cup and we're just gonna fill it the rest of the way with milk, which is probably like 6 cups of milk. And can you put the lid on that milk for me, bud?
Yeah, I do it.
So we're gonna take cheese and we're gonna spread it all on top of our meat, and then we're going to just dump the milk and egg mixture on top and pop it in the oven. And this is like super simple.
this too with
Mix it up, dump it, just put meat, cheese, dump it with eggs and milk. And sometimes you could add other veggies and things, but this is kind of the simple way my family likes it. So that's what we're gonna do. So cheese is going in there, and then we're going to
Mix
show
that.
you what it looks like here. Hold on. It's a little one-handed because this guy, can you look at the camera? Look up. Say hi. This guy wants to be held.
Can
Okay,
I pour that in?
so we're gonna pour
Can I pour it in?
a bunch of it in this one.
A bunch of it?
Yeah.
Can I pour it in?
And then we're gonna pour some in this one.
Oh, that's the fork.
All right. I'll show you down here. Okay, so it just looks like a nice egg mixture. Yeah, you just kind of make sure all the ingredients are covered, and then you're gonna put this in the oven for about half an hour until the edges get kind of golden brown crispy looking.
Edges.
Easy peasy. Okay, so inside of the Instant Pot now, let's go back to the soup. We still have, if you'll remember, we just sauteed up the onion, celery, and carrot, and we're gonna add to it some minced garlic. And I'm just gonna put like a big tablespoon of that in there. And then we're gonna sprinkle in some kind of Italian seasonings.
Can I sprinkle in some?
Clive's still talking to us.
Can I sprinkle
We
in
have oregano. We're just gonna sprinkle a little of that.
Can I sprinkle in this?
And then we have a little sprinkle of parsley. We're gonna sprinkle in some basil.
I have the exact same cover.
We're gonna put in 2 let's see if we can get this to focus on here. It's like bay leaves, there we go. So 2 big bay leaves. Don't forget these are in there because later you're gonna wanna take them out. Nobody wants to eat these. They're just in for flavor. Then we're gonna add in about half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of crushed red pepper, depending on how like spicy your family likes things. Then we're gonna add in, hold on, just a sec with that. 1 can of, wow, I feel like I can't focus on things today. 1 can of diced tomatoes, and this time the one I have has the green chilies diced in it. Then we're gonna add in, I already took them out of their cans. So I strained 2 cans of beans here. I have pinto beans and great northern beans. And I would have done 2 cans of the great northern beans if I had them, but all I had was this kind. So all of that's gonna go in here, and then we're gonna dump on top of it. It says 64 ounces of chicken stock,
Can I put it in?
which I'm just gonna do water and chicken base because I don't have that much. So we're gonna do like 4 of these. I'm gonna fill 64 ounces of water now. We put the lid back on this one. Okay, so then the last thing we're gonna put in is some ham. So remember I diced up all these, but I also saved the ham bone. So I'm gonna dump that in there so we can get all the flavor and leftover bits off of there. And I'm gonna put in like 2 great big handfuls of this diced ham. Actually, maybe 2.5. Okay, so then we're gonna put the lid on this and we're gonna cook it up. I'm gonna just put it under pressure and we're gonna cook it for like 8 minutes, and then we're gonna add one more thing. Okay, I feel like I rushed through all of that. So we have the ham and bean soup in the Instant Pot. It'll be ready in just a few minutes, and I have the breakfast casserole quiche in the oven. And then I still have like, I don't know, 4 cups maybe of diced ham. So what I'm gonna do next is just portion this out probably in 2 bags. So I'll have like 2 cups in each bag and just throw it in the freezer so that I can make any of these again when we're not sick of ham again, or I can just pull it out for something else. Like we like to do, this guy's playing cards. Can you see him? I'm playing cards. Okay, so we like to take it sometimes and do like a ham and cheese roll up where you just take diced ham with cheese and roll it up in a croissant dough. We'll just put these in omelets, just in scrambled eggs, even breakfast burritos. Oh, and another one I thought is, I showed you a few weeks ago my fried rice recipe, and just put ham in as the meat for the fried rice would be really yummy. Maybe add a little brown sugar in it to make it more like a teriyaki sauce if you do it that way, but that would also be a really good idea. Okay, so I'm gonna actually go ahead and do, they're howling. I'm actually gonna do some of these ham and cheese roll-ups because I have 2 of these croissant tubes in my refrigerator, and I think my kids will like those just to eat as a side to the ham and bean soup tonight. So we'll make those and then we'll have that quiche for breakfast tomorrow. And you can just watch me assemble them and I'll show you what they look like.
Oh, can I help?
Okay, so the Instant Pot is done now, and I went ahead and took out the ham bone so I'm gonna let it cool off and then pick off all these little bits. And I took out the 2 bay leaves, don't forget and leave those in. And the last thing I'm gonna do is add in a couple big handfuls of shredded cabbage. And this, since the soup is so hot, these will just kind of wilt. You don't really need to cook it anymore. So I'm just gonna add in that, stir it around, and we're gonna pick off the bits on here, and that will be done. We going for a hike?
Yeah.
Hey, you, are you hiking? Are we hiking?